was 19 years old when I first heard of rally racing. I was intrigued by the idea of everyday cars turned up to 11, taking flight over rises and sliding sideways through dirt, tarmac, and snows, on roads never meant for those kind of speeds. I was intrigued, but the closest thing I could get was bouncing around in my Volkswagen Golf on backcountry mountain roads near my hometown. Rally has a long history in Europe, but it's way less popular in the United States. So I added rally racing to my bucket list and shelved it for the next 30 years. Since then, rally racing has become more of a thing in the US, and this year I took that dream off the shelf and competed in my first rally car race. What I learned is that nowadays it's surprisingly easy to become a rally racer, at least at the entry level of the sport. In this video, I want to convince you that you too should give it a shot. Chances are you might have an itch to drive fast on curvy roads and loose ground, to slam your throttle to the floor and get your car sideways. Here I'll give you some tips on getting started in rallycross and what kind of car you need. Spoiler alert, pretty much anything in decent condition will work. I'll also cover what to expect at your first rally and the various steps to complete on the day of the race. There are several different flavors of automobile races referred to as rally. To be clear, what I'm sharing here is my experience with Sports Car Club of America rallycross style racing. Rallycross, at least in the North American SCCA sense, is a solo autocross style time trial on a compact dirt or gravel course marked by cones. Only one car runs at a time, and speeds rarely crest highway limits. You can have a passenger, but they typically are just along for the ride and not technically involved in the race. When you get to the event, you'll need to locate a few different areas. The paddock is a parking area where racers prep their cars for the day and hang out when they aren't actually racing or working the course. After you park in the paddock, you'll next need to find the desk where you check in for the race, prior to going for tech inspection. If they are available, this may be a good time to get a loaner helmet. It's also a good time to get your work assignment, particularly if you're working in the morning. SCC events are volunteer run, and every racer, at least at my local events, is expected to work when they aren't racing. After you've checked in, you'll need to go to tech inspection. You should have received guidance in advance as to what they'll look for. Make sure your car is ready to roll, or it could be a disappointing day. You'll need to have your number and class displayed on the side of your car so the judges can track your times. Painter's tape is an easy way to do this, or you can purchase some magnetic numbers or stickers. You'll get your number when you register to race. Your class depends on what kind of drivetrain you have, front, rear, or all-wheel drive, and what, if any, modifications you've done to your car. For instance, I raced in the SF class, or stock front-wheel drive. After check-in and tech check, you'll need to head to the grid if you are racing, or to your work assignment. The grid is where drivers who are actively racing on the course line up in preparation for their laps. Prior to the race starting, you can walk the course to get familiar with it. There may be a special time for novice drivers to walk through the course with a more experienced driver, who can give them tips. After the walkthrough, but before the race starts, there will be a mandatory drivers meeting where the organizers will go over the logistics of the day and give a safety briefing.
Let's get the meeting started. Can I get everyone's attention over here, please? Everyone in grid should be looking.
All right, here I am. I'm waiting for the parade lap. After the meeting, the drivers in the first heat will line up for a parade lap, a slow lap around the track to familiarize yourself with the circuit. Then it's time to line up and take turns ripping around the course. The goal is to make it around in as fast a time as you can, without driving off course or hitting any cones. There we go. First car is out.
Course is hot. Course is hot. Now the Camaro's not going. Let's go, dude. Every time.
All right, off we go. Thank you.
There you go.
All right, there it is. 45.7. So that's my first lap. Let's see how it goes from here. The SCCA format I raced was 6 laps, with your cumulative time used to determine your place. I came in last out of 6 drivers in my class. Nothing to write home about, but I did post consistently faster times each race and dropped 4 seconds between my first and last race. I had a blast and was stoked to improve over the course of the day. You don't need a specialized car to participate in Rallycross. Be sure to check the guidelines of whatever race series you want to join. But generally speaking, any street legal car in good working order will do the trick. I hope this has been helpful and convinced you that it's pretty easy to get started rally racing. To find events, check out the websites of the SCCA, the American Rally Association, or rally clubs in your region. I'll provide a link in the description below to a list of organizations that host Rallycross events in the US and Canada.